Right now, somewhere in your brain, an alarm system older than language itself is quietly running in the background. You don't notice it most days, but it's there in the way you flinch at a sudden noise, the way silence in an empty house feels different at night, the way public speaking can make your hands shake even though nobody's actually attacking you. This isn't random anxiety. It's a fear so old it was already ancient before humans could even write it down. Let's go back, way back. For most of human history, our ancestors weren't the strongest predators on the planet. We didn't have claws, fangs, or thick hides. What we had was fear, and it kept us alive. Specifically, one fear shaped humans more than almost any other: the fear of being watched, judged, or rejected by the group. Here's why that mattered so much. Early humans couldn't survive alone. No claws, no speed, no natural armor. A lone human standing against the wilderness didn't last long. Survival depended entirely on staying part of a group, which means the worst possible outcome for an early human wasn't just danger from a predator, it was being cast out by their own people. Being exiled from the group back then wasn't just uncomfortable, it was often a death sentence. No protection at night, no help hunting or gathering, no one to warn you of danger, which means over hundreds of thousands of years, humans who were highly sensitive to social rejection, who worked hard to avoid being judged, disliked, or excluded, survived and passed on their genes more often than those who didn't care. In other words, your fear of judgment isn't a personality flaw, it's a finely tuned survival tool, inherited from ancestors who quite literally couldn't afford to be disliked. This is where it gets interesting for modern life. That ancient alarm system never got the memo that things changed. Your brain still reacts to a critical comment online, an awkward silence in a meeting, or a joke that didn't land the way it should, the exact same way it once reacted to real, life-threatening exclusion from the tribe. Your heart races, your stomach tightens, your mind replays the moment on a loop, not because the stakes are actually that high anymore, but because your brain hasn't updated its threat detection system in about 200,000 years. Psychologists have a name for this mismatch. It's called an evolutionary mismatch, when an instinct that once kept us alive gets triggered by a modern situation it was never designed for. Public speaking is one of the clearest examples. Study after study shows it ranks among people's top fears, sometimes even above fear of death. That seems irrational until you realize what your ancient brain thinks is actually happening. Standing in front of a group, being watched and judged by many eyes at once, isn't just nerve-wracking to your subconscious. It's the exact scenario your ancestors' brains once linked to potential group rejection, and rejection meant danger. This fear doesn't just show up on stage, it quietly shapes decisions people make every single day. The job you didn't apply for because you were scared of being judged in the interview. The idea you didn't share in a meeting because you worried what people would think. The relationship you stayed in too long because leaving felt like social failure. None of these are really about the situation in front of you. They're about an ancient part of your brain still trying to protect you from being cast out of the group, even when there's no group and no real danger left to fear. Social media has made this even more complicated. Every like, comment, and follower count taps directly into that same ancient reward and fear system. A negative comment can spike the same threat response your ancestors felt facing real social rejection. Your brain, quite literally, cannot always tell the difference between someone online disagrees with me and my tribe might abandon me. That's not weakness, that's biology running on outdated software. So, what do you actually do with this information? Understanding where this fear comes from is often the first step to loosening its grip. When you feel that familiar tightness before speaking up, posting something, or putting yourself out there, recognizing it as an ancient survival instinct, not an accurate warning about present danger, can create just enough distance to act anyway. The fear doesn't disappear, but it stops feeling like the truth and starts feeling like an old alarm going off for a threat that no longer exists. Some psychologists suggest a simple mental reframe. Instead of asking, "What if they judge me?" which triggers the ancient fear, try asking, What would this cost me if I let the fear win? That question shifts your brain from ancient survival mode into something closer to present day reasoning, where the actual risks of speaking up, trying something new, or being seen are almost always far smaller than they feel. The truth is, this fear was never designed to hold you back from a good life. It was designed to keep you inside a tribe that no longer exists in the same form. Understanding that difference doesn't erase the fear completely, but it does give you the choice to act despite it, instead of being silently controlled by an alarm system built for a world that disappeared a very long time ago. Have you ever noticed this fear showing up in your own life, in a meeting, on stage, or even just posting something online? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for more videos exploring the ancient instincts still quietly shaping modern behavior.